digitization is taking hard copy files and digitizing information or data. In the case of the registry, their information or their data are all these company files. So we digitize them, meaning we scan them, we index them, and we inputted them into a document management system.
What we did, it was taking all the physical files, and actually scanning them and uploading it on a management system called DocuWare. So we were basically, once we have done that, then there was no use for the file or people to come in. Whenever they used to come in, they would go and get the file.
We were hired to execute the digitization project. So the scope of the project entailed digitizing 18,000 company files. So these are your files that fall under Chapter 250. And we had to get this done within a 9-month time span. Elevate had to work with the registry staff members and teach them and train them in how to digitize files, how to operate the document management system, DocuWare, which is what we use to manage the digitized files, and how to incorporate this in their daily workflows. Now that brings me to the other key output of the project, which looked at bringing out recommendations to improve workflows, because we had to change how the registry worked on a daily basis. When we understood what was happening on the ground, then we were able to make the right recommendations to incorporate working with digital files in their everyday working procedures, and also make recommendations in how to improve services on a whole.
The Compete Caribbean Partnership facility of the IDB Group has been a real catalyst for improvement in the public service delivery in Belize, specifically in relation to the digitization of the company's registry. It is through this very small technical assistance project that we have been able to really include different stakeholders and in a holistic way find out what would be the most optimal method by which to improve service delivery.
When we look regionally, the first three things that are registered is the birth registry, which is our vital statistics, the business registry, which is precisely the Belize company and the corporate affairs registry, and land registry. So when we look at what they have done, it serves us as an example. What do we do versus what do we not need to do for the process of digitization to move forward?
Every project has its own unique set of challenges and successes and outputs. In the case of the digitization project, the challenges that we experienced were missing files. So we found instances where files were missing. So we had to log that and come back to that. So we did put procedures in place in how we would handle that. Another challenge was that the pace in which we were digitizing slowed down as we got to the older files, because the older files meant larger volumes. They also meant more fragile files, so we had to be careful with how we handled these files. Another challenge of the project was just understanding the files, and this is very important to comprehend and understand from the onset of the project, because it's not just in any order you will scan and you will index. You need to understand the categories, so how you will organize these files, how you will categorize them, and then input them in the system. At the beginning of the project, the registry staff were given the opportunity to be a part of the project. And we did get a few of them stepping up, volunteering to be a part of the project. So they had the hands-on experience of digitizing from the very beginning. And they in turn became the trainers to the other staff members. So training the other staff members in how to digitize and how to work with these files on a daily basis. And now they're the champions in the registry. So they're the ones, really pushing it, pushing the benefits and supporting the other staff members in doing this to ensure that when the project closed, this continues, because this is really now how the registry is working and moving towards. It's moving towards a digital registry. So having these staff members be a part of the project from the beginning and seeing this shift in behavior, I would say, has been the biggest success in this project.
We can follow the example that the Belize Company and Corporate Affairs Registry has done. When we look at the change management process, what training have they provided to their people to enable them and to accept the use of technology? So we can use that also. When we look at the efficiency gains, the registry spoke about processing an application between 7 to 10 days. Now they take between 3 to 5 days, and they're working towards doing a 24-hour service. So these are things that we can use at our other registries to enable a faster service for the people.
One of the greatest achievements of this initiative has been the improved communication with and among the team at the company's registry, and very importantly, with the end users.
When we did a poll in November 2020 with a group of users of the registry, 33% of the users reported that they access services via email. When we re-polled that same group, 68% responded that they now access the services, the email services of the registry, meaning that we're now seeing an increased number of people trusting this service and being happy with this service and seeing it as an improvement at the registry.
Just imagine when we came here, I would look at the staff desk and you will see piles of files, documents, where they would have to go through all these files just to check something. Sometimes they couldn't find the file. It was very frustrating.
I believe like about 70% of our filing is actually online, and that has helped us immensely, especially given the COVID, the pandemic. We have less contact with the public.
Now, right away, I can start checking documents and pricing them by just looking in the computer. Getting the file used to take more time, even days, and it was very frustrating when the file was not in the cabinet. We had to be from desk to desk looking for the file.
The staff are comfortable. They sit there, they have more time to think. They come to me, we have other, we think that they're proposing certain changes with the registry, which will actually help the public. So this, for me, is one of the biggest things with the digitization. And also the public, they have been using the kiosks where they could actually, instead of getting the file, they could go, they go on the DocuWare system. We have the computers at the back. They go in there and they check whatever file they need to check. And they have been complimenting us that it's so much easier than going, page by page. They can go directly. They want to know who the directors are, shareholders, mortgages. It's something with a click of a button, you can go there and get your information.